It's my goal by the end of this speech, any and all prospective dog owners will have decided that they are going to adopt a dog rather than buy from a breeder if and when that time ultimately comes. Um, by the end of the speech, I hope to educate my audience on the benefits of adopting a dog rather than buying from a breeder and or a puppy mill. Um, if you have a dog, fantastic, because I'm a dog owner myself. But if you have not ever been a dog owner, have you ever imagined what your life would be like with a four-legged friend? Regardless of what your answer might be, I want to educate you on why adopting a dog is significantly better than buying one from a breeder. I also want to convey to you the benefits that come along with dog adoption and inform to you as to why it is so important that people adopt dogs as opposed to buy from breeders. I think the most important reason as to why adopting a dog um, is just universally known is because you'll save a life. Each year, it's estimated that 2.5 million dogs and cats are euthanized in the United States simply because there's way too many pets in shelters, and there's too few people who consider adoption like a necessary and viable option. So they just, if there's dogs and cats left over, they just get euthanized. The number of euthanized animals could be drastically reduced if more people adopted pets instead of simply just buying them. When you adopt, you save a loving animal by making them a part of your family and opening up a shelter space for another animal who desperately might need one. The second and also equally as important reason is because you've got a great animal. Animal shelters and rescue groups are brimming with happy and healthy pets. They're just simply waiting for someone to come and take them in. Most shelter pets wind up there because of human problems, not simply because of their own pet problems. The pets are normally perfectly fine. It's normally a human issue that ends up giving them to the shelters. And many of the pets that are placed in those types of care are already house trained, and they had already previously been living with families, so that's not even an issue. The third and final reason, and it's probably the most important, it's probably the biggest way to fight puppy mills. If you buy a dog from a pet store, an online seller, or flea market, you're almost certainly getting a dog from a puppy mill. And the puppy mills are like factory style facilities that put profit well over the welfare of the dogs. And then the animals from puppy mills are honestly they're housed in shockingly horrendous conditions with far below the necessary medical care. They're oftentimes sick, and they behave poorly because of the conditions they were brought up in. And just a little side note on top, like this is just the cherry on top of the cake. If you were to adopt a pet as opposed to buy from a breeder or a puppy mill, it'll cost you significantly less. Usually, when you adopt a pet, the cost of the neutering and the first vaccinations is included in the adoption price. It can save you upfront costs, and it can be ultimately adding a new member to your family. And it's ultimately, depending on the animal, you can also save on housebreaking and training expenses. Just obviously, again, depending on how it was brought up in the system. So at the end of the day, I hope that my tips can show to you that adoption is far and beyond a better option than going to a puppy mill or a breeder. Thank you.